A shelf right above here, above my TV. This is kind of to add some goodies and just add some decoration. So we got these right here off of Amazon. These are shelf brackets, okay? I was looking for something pretty crazy at other stores, and you know, long story short, I basically just settled on these. I thought they were very simple and to the point, but I like them. I just like the way they look. I thought they were very sleek. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna install this up there, and what I have here is just a 2x6, and I just sanded this thing down and stained it. I added a little bit of a detail on the edge there. I'm not sure if that's coming through, right? It's for a garage, and I'm not gonna get crazy. This isn't going inside a house or anything like that. But what we have is we have this, and what we had to do is determine where our studs were. So we used a stud finder, okay? And I got kind of lucky because I wanted to make sure it was, you know, pretty centered on this TV, and I got lucky. This is where my studs are. So right where these pieces of tape are where my studs are, all right? So the next thing I had to do was determine how high did I want the shelf. I didn't want the shelf perfectly level with this. I wanted it a little bit below, about a 1/4 inch. So this is a 1.5 inch wide piece of wood. So I'm coming 1 3/4 from the edge here down. And then what I did was I added a laser. So that's this laser here that I have set up kind of on this little contraption here. So now we're at the point, we know how far we're gonna come down, right? We know where our studs are. We have a level line, and if you don't have this, if you don't have a laser, you don't have to do this with a laser. You could always do this just, you know, yourself with a level. But a laser just makes it better. I would just totally get a laser. Now we're ready to install this thing. All right, so what we're gonna do is we can hold this right where the stud is, right on the line. And we're just gonna double check this with the stud finder. Make sure that I am hitting a stud. Yep. And I can already see my first problem could be here. Let's see how this goes. I don't see a need to have to pre-drill, but we're gonna run the first one in. Yep, my TV's in the way. But no fear, we can fix that. We just gotta get an extension. So we'll grab something like this guy here, and what we can do here is put this on the extension like that, and then look. And I got myself a stud. Boom. All right, then we're gonna do the next one. So basically we're gonna rinse and repeat. So we'll hold this on there like that to get our height. Okay. We're going to double check this with our stud finder. I think I might have some double studs here. Yep. And then we are going to run our next screw in. What I'm using here are construction screws. Okay. I don't like the feel of that. What is... It doesn't feel like a stud, it's a little scary. So what I'm gonna do is, no, I'm gonna stud. I think I might be hitting, a nail. Oh, that's frustrating. So what are we gonna do? Yeah, I hit a nail. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to move our shelf just a little bit higher. And I have a feeling that I'm actually going to be level with this, which I didn't want to do. But the reason why I'm going to go higher is because I really can't go lower because of the TV. So I have to take this guy out. And then we're going to fix this guy. We're going to move him up. There we go. And we'll do the same thing. And we'll now put this one in. Where there's a will, there's a way. You know, sometimes you run into these things. You got to think on your toes. So we are going to run this one in. All right, so now we have 2 brackets. What we can do now is actually put our piece up. So this is the piece of wood. This is what it's going to look like. So I like it. I wish it wasn't so high. I wish it was a little bit lower. But now we have one more screw to put in, so we'll put these screws in. Boom. Boom. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use the included screws to basically attach the shelf. So I had a Phillips head somewhere. Don't know where I put it. I put it right here. I remembered as I got down. Now we have to run screws down to the bottom and up. So what we can do is we want to center this. And really what I'm going to do is I'm going to center, first of all, I'm going to center the TV in the opening. Oh. Center the TV in the opening. And then I'm going to center the shelf over the TV. And I'm actually going to, I'm going to eyeball it, but now I'm going to see how good did I get. Really doesn't matter. 2 inches. Really? I could have used a laser to get more, let's see, we're around 1.5, I would say, and we're around 1.5, yeah. Guys, it's a garage, all right? So now what we're gonna do is we are going to run a screw, and let's be honest, this screw here is basically just there to, you know, maybe if you put too much weight on this side, keep it from flipping up, or someone just pulling it down. I'm looking at it to see which side I want to be looking at. I think it's, yep, it's this side. And we'll run a screw in from the bottom. And I'm really close to this TV. All right. Now there is a screw in the back. I'm going to see if I can get to that with my drill. Which I think I can. Yep. I could have done that, or I could have got a 90-degree. But I like that. I'm happy with that. Very secure. We can kind of like have fun with, you know, displaying some different products up here. Like so. But yeah, these shelves brackets work pretty well. I think they look good. I think it frames it very well. What do you guys think? I think what I'm going to do is I got this really neat Mooche RV light, which I really like this guy. Very unique light. I'm going to turn this, yeah, wow, it was on that whole time. Great. No, it's still 100%. This is a fan. So this one is going to go, I think like right here, because I think it just looks cool. And then I can get rid of the box probably. I don't need the box. And I have one other Mooche RV thing that I really, really like. But I'm not sure I'm going to put this up there. It's this camping light. Because if this falls on someone, I don't feel like it's maybe stable enough. This would really hurt. So this probably will not go up there. I'll put this somewhere else. But I think you got the point. Pretty neat. Put our old STI hats up there. And yeah, I'm happy with it. All right, so I'm out.